Hello. In today's lecture, we are going to study the remaining physical criteria for the correlation. The next one will be the correlation based on stratigraphic position. Consider in two sequence of strata, if a particular unit of one of the sequence can be correlated to one in the second strata by any other means, the unit considered will serve as a unit of control for correlation of the units occurring above and below the correlated units. If important break in the sequence are evident, or similarly, if there are closely spaced units in the sequence, these or any other evidence will act or serve as a double check to the intervening strata. The next one will be correlation based on unconformity. The recognition and tracing of the continuous unconformity may help in correlation because these contacts establish certain limits to the edges of the adjacent strata. For example, if two unconformities can be identified, they can serve to bracket the edges of the intervening beds. And correlation by unconformities are not common because unconformities are not common, not a common phenomenon. And probably the most reliable and general correlation of this type is related to if the strata overlying the unconformity is observed at different places that are believed to record a single episode of structural disturbances. And the next correlation is based on similarity in the degree of structural development. Similarity of the intensity of structural deformation can be considered as a criteria for correlation at least within a single sedimentary processes. For example, if two stratigraphic sections that are not widely separated contain strongly deformed, then moderately deformed and undeformed strata, the correlation between respective types are possible. But you should be very sure that long range correlation of this type are very unreliable because the intensity of the structural disturbances is likely to decrease rapidly away from the diastrophic center. The next type of correlation is the correlation based on similarity in the degree of metamorphism. Formerly, some correlation were done by the degree of metamorphism as a criteria. Like structural intensity, the magmatism also varies from place to place. Some rocks are subjected to more metamorphic changes while others show some recrystallization. For example, shale changes to schist while the associated quartzite reveals its original sandy nature. And if correlation is done based on this criteria, comparisons should be made of rocks which are originally of the similar types. And the last physical criteria for correlation will be correlation based on physical properties of the subsurface units as determined by the geophysical method, that is by creating the logging method. The broken fragments or the chips or the continuous cylindrical forms of rock, that is core of the rocks, are brought up during the drilling processes furnishes subsurface geological details. The comparison of lithology and other physical property can be made from these samples, which helps or which aid in correlation of the same. Consider if no such samples are retrieved during drilling, subsurface geology can be observed by lowering the whole instruments which measures or records certain properties of the rocks like something like a radioactivity, electrical resistance, electrical potential or electrical properties can be determined by the geophysical method dependent upon such geophysical methods or properties as porosity, permeability, fluid content. There the correlation can be an indirect method of tracing zones that are lithologically correlated based on the geophysical techniques, and these geophysical methods are can be correlated at a relatively shorter distances covered by an individual formations. So with this, the physical criteria for correlation is over. So I will give you a short brief summary of the lessons taught until now. So the correlation is nothing but we are trying to find out a particular property by which two formations or two stratas can be correlated or compared. So these methods of correlation, they can be either 9 types. So either these two stratas or beds can be correlated based on the physical continuity. If one bed is physically continuing to other areas, it can be correlated that these two beds are equal or can be correlated or can be same. Or by establishing the physical identity or lithologic similarities, we can correlate these two beds. Or based on sequences, that is based on the beds above and below, and the particular sequence can be correlated with the particular sequence in the next strata. Or based on the position of the key beds, whether the beds are above or below the key beds, the two stratas can be correlated. Or based on the stratigraphic position of the particular strata, the two stratas can be correlated. And based on the unconformities, which is not a regional, which are a regional event, so that the unconformity or the correlation of unconformity can be correlated to a larger extent. Or based on the similarity of structural disturbances or the degree of metamorphosis, or by using geophysical method. By any of the above mentioned method, we are trying to correlate one strata with another. We just want to get some information or some common information or common criteria for correlating these two. If consider, we will be studying in the Indian geology, there are a Workalley sandstone which has been formed during the Miocene age, and the sandstone can be correlated to the Kadalur sandstone, and both have been formed during the around the same time, and the Kadalur sandstone can be correlated with the Workalley sandstone, since they both are sandstones and they both are nearly time synchronous, so that these two can be correlated. So if you have any doubts, please let me know, and we will cover the paleontological criteria or the biologic criteria for correlation in the next class. Thank you.